welcome back, my dear friends. How are you doing tonight or the time that you'll be watching this video? Oh, I don't know if I'll keep this video on this platform. I am just having, guys, such a tough time. I hope that you had a lovely Thanksgiving and maybe still having your Thanksgiving dinner, but for me, this time is just seemed to be unbearable. I I feel sometimes like the shell of a person. You know, when you try to appear as if everything is okay, and you try to socialize against your will, just to be polite, just to be respectful to, certain family members, and just do what you need to do, socialize over dinner. But having a small talk about your country being on a verge of complete destruction, seeing the progress of evil over innocent, peaceful people. I don't know, guys. I had no appetite for this turkey dinner. I was just keeping the appearance, trying to smile. And I don't really enjoy, to be very honest, socializing anyway, unless it's very, very close people or someone that I'm looking up to or someone that I truly love. The more time passes, the least I enjoy just gathering for the sake of gathering. But this time it's even harder because, even unless you are connected with something through your roots, it's really hard to understand how someone else may feel, and it's very painful at times to be and have to keep up your social appearance, try to be it takes so much energy. I really can't do it. I'm gonna be canceling every event I can cancel, unless it's really something inspiring or yes, something encouraging or inspiring. But anyway, honestly, this Thanksgiving, I looked up a few updates on what's going on, and I feel like we are on the verge of some incredible world's catastrophe. Not to mention the situation in Ukraine. It's really hard to enjoy meals and laugh and do all these things when your family is there, without electricity, water, under being target for falling missiles and all of this stuff. And it's just like I really feel sometimes that I'm losing my mind. In this case, though, with all the updates, we have such a huge risk for incredible tragedy, for incredible catastrophe in Ukraine, because one of the power plants is occupied in Zaporozhye, occupied by Russian forces, and it's been targeted, and we are literally on the verge of some horrific ecological catastrophe. I don't know quite the right word, but we would call it like ecology, that if power plant blew up, it's something really horrific. In Ukraine, we already lived through Chernobyl tragedy. The power plant is Zaporozhye in the city of Zaporozhye is even more powerful. And I'm just sitting on all this, while everybody's, passing gravy and turkey and, yes, it's it's so interesting. I really still really love the holidays, really love Christmas, really love the beautiful things, the colors, the everything. Sometimes, and I'm sure many of you could probably relate, you feel like you are 9 years old again. You're just so excited for everything, and we definitely have those moments of joy. And we've been doing some Christmas music, and just I love beautiful things and inspiring things so much. But each time you feel like it's like a bucket of ice or a punch in the gut, you hear another news, you hear more and more of escalation of the conflict. And I do really find it hard to ignore it for long periods of time, especially having family, especially being so vulnerable, because all you have is really your family and your very close friends and your loved ones in general. And just, I don't know, I just not enjoying very many things. It's very hard to separate with that connection, but I'm also concerned about the escalation and about, I do not see the resolution, the easy resolution. I don't see either of sides trying to compromise or anything of that nature. Also, when I was in college, I really enjoyed studying about World War II. It was one of my favorite topics. Both of my grandfathers were fighting and defending our lands in World War II. My maternal grandfather was a colonel, very respected and honorable man, and my dad's father, he was not as educated, but he did his service and he managed to return. And so I'm remembering studying all documents and things about World War II, and I do not recollect such extreme, how to even put it together, such extreme hostility and such extreme genocide. Well, it was obviously genocide against Jewish people, which my father's family was Jewish, so we do have a lot of tragic stories in our family line. But targeting hospitals and making sure that people will suffer if they not gonna hit by the rocket, if they're not gonna hit by the missile, if they're not gonna get hurt from those explosions, that they will die from cold and starvation and no electricity, no heating. Yesterday I had such a tough day, knowing that my sister has family, she has small children, like very small, and knowing that I cannot get a hold of them. There is, again, no electricity, no water, no heating, and no internet, no connection, and millions of people are in this. So yeah, it's been, and this is one of the reasons why it's been so very difficult for me to record my YouTube videos, because of that. It's really difficult sometimes to put a happy face when your family, your people, your entire land are going through such a tragic and devastating time. And it seemed to be, I know some of you guys followed me from my fur page. Yes, I seem to be able to record some short pretty videos for my furs. And it's a lot easier, because it's easier to distract yourself and focus on something like that, to record something pretty to elevate your mood. But talking deeply about things is really difficult at this moment. And I don't know. I'm going to try to find the strengths. In fact, I'm thinking starting this week, I will make a live on YouTube or maybe here on this Instagram page. So if you're watching me on YouTube, check out my Instagram page, Ukrainian Perspective. It's my new page. This is not my first page, but it's a new one for just talking about things we talk on YouTube. And yes, maybe I will do the email answer question and answer kind of thing here, so to start some momentum to respond to some of your questions and ideas. I'm going to consider it, but I feel sometimes that it just, your world just turns dark. Sometimes you just can't take it no more. I don't actually watch news or very long updates, but I would just watch couple minutes on this, couple minutes on that, and seeing those racists, those fascists targeting the power supply, power plants and electricity for just common peaceful people, trying to make their life unbearable, realizing how many people are suffering and there is no end to it, and the winter is coming. It's just really, really painful, and of course it hurts that a lot of my close friends and family is still there. So it's just really hard to separate it, so it's really takes the joy out of you. And even though I do have those joyful moments. So if you want to see my pretty furs, if you want to see my pretty things, please follow me on my femininity and furs page. I made the post underneath this one, and yes, if you want to see the pretty things, please follow me there. But I actually think to start still recording my YouTube videos and also using this Instagram platform to talk about the things that we always talk about, and maybe it will add some good purpose to things. I'm here. I literally could not stop tears falling from my eyes today. I just made it through the dinner. I did not enjoy, to be honest. I just had zero appetite, zero interest, complete complete I was just wishing I was somewhere else. It's just really different, because for most people, once again, all these things, they are somewhere, they are not, and I understand that, but it's just kind of unbearable at times, and I don't know. Hi, Johnny. Oh, I'm talking tonight. Well, I was talking tonight about happy Thanksgiving and how it's not that happy for those of us who are connected with Ukraine in any way, and that is a very dark and trying time, and it is winter, and people are without tools to survive, and my family is still there, and all of these things. So this is not a fun life. It's not about fashion. It's not about verse. So sorry for that. You know where to find that content that you probably prefer to follow. But thank you for following me here as well. And yeah, I don't know what it is, guys. Tell me a little bit about you when you watch this video. Do you enjoy small talk? Do you enjoy, like, I'm learning I'm not enjoying anything anything unless it's someone that I truly love, someone that I truly enjoy, topics or conversations I'm really passionate about. I could not do anything else. So everyone is different. A lot of people have fun to have some kind of entertainment or just socialize for the sake of it. But I actually feel lonely around people unless we have a lot of things in common or some kind of deep connection, something like that. I really count minutes till it ends. It's really terrible. But to be polite, you can't always be honest to be, if you want to be accepted in certain circles, you can't always tell people, the exact how you feel. It's not always about you, and sometimes you need to honor the elderly in your family. You need to help, for example, with making meals, or helping. So I totally understand it, and I think sometimes you can't be selfish, and you have to give of yourself, even when that's the last thing you want. Like as an introvert, you just want to be left alone, or you want to have somebody who truly understands and connect with you, can give you that warm hug, and just not even necessarily talking about anything, but you just know they understand. And yet again, this is not even about you feeling, it's not, it's just that deep feeling of empathy. You understand that while you're here, having a turkey leg in your mouth, you're chewing on a turkey leg, people cannot get water, or cannot feed their child, or it's dark and cold in the house. Like, I'm a mother, I cannot imagine not having something to feed your child, not having enough, not having your house being warm, not having enough to sustain the life of someone you love with all of your heart. So it's just, it's really, I think some people are better at separating and only thinking about their interest, and sometimes it's almost like an admirable quality, but some of us are more sensitive and more empathetic, and it's really hard to separate when you can almost feel, you can almost imagine you can feel what is going on, how what people are going through, and how these times are so trying. So although I'm very grateful that my family is alive, my friends and family, those that I know and love, I'm very blessed to know that they're alive. But I am very grateful for it, but I'm very concerned for the future. I see I do not see an easy resolution to this whatsoever, because the sides of the conflict are not coming to compromise, and the higher the escalation, the more polar their opinion, the more polar they become, the more antagonist they become. So it's kind of scary. And I would say, I know a lot of people don't want to hear about Ukraine anymore, because it's like, they already spent the money, maybe they helped, and they just, they want to move on with their life. But the issue here is that the whole world is on the verge of major escalation, if you know what I mean. It's a lot more heated up than it was in 1962 with Caribbean crisis, when, thanks to John Kennedy, not Khrushchev, or how you say here in US, Khrushchev, but it's actually Khrushchev in our language, USSR leader back then, things resolved not because of USSR leader, but because of cool attitude, calm and collected of John Kennedy, who figured it out in the most elegant way. He was able to get the situation under control when our leader was a complete disaster, and he was very uneducated and unprofessional, and jealous also of the power and possibilities in the United States, and therefore he just let his emotions to take care. It was very embarrassing when he was it was a famous scene when he beat the stage. He was standing on the stage and giving a speech, and he had a shoe, and he was beating his stand with that shoe and showing that, we're going to bury you. Like, he was threatening US with a nuclear threat that, we're going to bury you, we're going to delete you. But it was complete bluff. And he was just a poor example of a man who got power, who should never have gotten power because he is not capable of executing it. And we were very lucky that nothing had happened to the world due to professional and the very common collected way that John Kennedy had showed and ended that conflict with grace. But that was Cold War. Right now we have hot war, actual war with blood, with destruction, with tragedy. And I'm terrified. I'm terrified because I see escalation and the whole world peace. The peace for the world is on the edge. Like, how to say this? The world peace is in a very compromising position. Where there is one moment, 1 second, and everything can go upside down. We had this situation, was it last week, when missiles hit Poland, and everyone was, blaming the both sides were blaming each other, and they sort of proved that it was like accidental, Ukrainian missiles that were trying to protect or anti-missiles protecting from Russia. But the thing is, it doesn't matter. All of it would not have happened if Russia would not decided to invade Ukraine, its sovereignty, its territories, and in the most brutal and is the most brutal and horrific way. None of this would happen. I think no matter what, Russia holds responsibility for, damaging the city in Poland. That's the bordering city in Poland. They're still responsible, and it was only a question of time when two sides are fighting. It was only a question of time when occasional missiles or damaging forces will be affecting close areas. But regardless, I'm just really having such hard time with this. And I studied some international policy, back in college, and some strategies. And from the things I've learned, I'm trying to look at this situation from every perspective, and there is not a solution that could apply to solve this conflict anytime soon. Of course, there are professional, high-level military strategists, people who, this is their profession, they're doing it for living. And I was listening the other day, their opinions, and on their level, they do not see the resolution for this either. So that really does not give too much of hope for a quick resolution. And I'm just mortified for what kind of winter people are going to have. How are they going to make it? Are they going to die from cold, from dark, from no electricity, no food supply, or what? They hit a hospital yesterday, and I mean, that's just like, it was not just a hospital, it was like a birth house. And the most horrible thing, of course, that happened, was a newborn child. And you just thinking, like, where is this going to stop? It's like, for those of us who are connected with Ukraine in some way, it's like you feel that you're living on volcano, like you have some moments of joy and happiness and just living your life, enjoying things you have, and you're grateful for them, and you having like a little bit of a break, and then another news and another news, and you just getting an unbearable amount of pain. So I'm really so sorry. I wish I could have made a beautiful video for Thanksgiving and thank all of you for supporting me, all this time, especially with the situation in Ukraine. For so many of you who had donated, your resources, your funds, things that you could have used for yourself and for your family, but you decided to donate for people you don't know, but still care about. So I don't know. I will try to keep myself very busy, and of course it's a somewhat busy time with my first this time of the year, but I really miss working with people. I really miss doing more work, doing my live videos on YouTube and connecting with you and helping you guys out, and discovering the inner world of a woman, answering all the that you often have. And yes, I really miss it. So I think I'm still going to push through and try to do those live videos and do my best. But it's just, I have not really developed that resistance to this. And this news just, you feel like you just getting the fresh breath of air, and then you just get punched in the gut, like and it feels like every news is escalated, every other attack is higher or more damaging, more aggressive than the other one, and then you learned of how many things have been demolished and ruined to the ground, and it's really hard to see, and you of course worry about people that you love, and it's nothing. I would not wish this to my worst enemy. I have quite a few people I don't particularly like, but I would not wish that to nobody. So yeah, I really truly wish that I could make an upbeat Thanksgiving video, but I cannot, although I would probably finish that with still appreciation of all of you that have been supporting me with both of my entrepreneurial projects, with my YouTube channel, with consulting you and helping you guys to understand women better, and have your understanding of Slavic culture better, and also of course those of you who had reached out to me during this situation, during this war. People are still reaching out to me and offering help, and if you one of those people, you want to contribute to help some of the families that need help this winter to stay warm, you can connect with me. I have my information under the video, or you can just DM me. If it's only, if you have something to share, if you have some extra resources you would like to donate, everything counts. So I appreciate it. But those of you who had done it and have been supporting me consistently since February, we actually had collected some serious amounts of money that made huge difference for families. I'm not a non-profit organization or anything. We just help people that we can reach through neighbors, through community, people that know people that need help, things like that. So I just want to tell you, I try to reach out to everybody in person, but I just want to tell you again, that means the world to me, and I will never forget that. So thank you, and I'm about to fall apart. I don't really like falling apart while I'm doing the videos, but I don't really know how to master complete detachment with something that, something that just continuously hurting you. I want to say this before I go. This reminds me of, this aggression of Russia kind of makes a bit of a parallel to a toxic abusive relationship. You can heal from almost anything. You can heal from betrayal. You can heal from trauma by another person. You can heal from sexual and mental abuse once it's over. But if it's ongoing, you cannot heal from it because it's ongoing. You just getting yourself situated, you just getting yourself feeling better, right? You just taking a breath, you start your healing process, and then you get hit again and again and again. And this, Russian aggression on Ukraine reminds me of that, toxic relationship when, people who stay in this kind of relationships, that's why they're always a mess. Their life never gets better because it's like an ongoing thing. But it takes a lot of courage to stop it. It takes a lot of courage to get uncomfortable one time, understand that this is, you are in abusive situation, and you will never be at peace. This person will hurt you, break their promises, and it's abuse you in some way. It never stops. And so this is why like some days you feel light, you feel the love of your child, love of your friend, love of people around you, and sunshine, and I love beautiful things. You feel so much happiness, and then in the evening of that day you just get a punch in the gut, like right in your heart, because your loved ones are in danger, because the entire country on the verge of just being demolished, and it's being tortured by this evil Russian forces. And it's just, we call them racists, like fascists, but racists, and it's just like this never ending circle, and it feels so bad to not be able to be consistent sometimes with the content. But thanks guys to your support. Actually, I want to finish this. I'm gonna try to finish this with something positive. I truly deeply appreciate every single one of you, every single person that reached out to me and helped in some way, supported in some way, contributed. And I know I have been getting emails, probably have quite a few emails that need my response, and I'm gonna choose those ones that have shorter responses, and most of them are about the relationship insights and like women's logic, things like that. I'm going to answer them live either here on my Instagram or on my YouTube channel. So if you've been watching this video on YouTube channel, thank you so much for being a subscriber. Thank you for your support as well. And if you have a story to share, I would love to see you also on Instagram, because here we have an opportunity to you can join a conversation with a camera, so we can talk. It would be so much more fun to have another person as well that can share their thoughts, experiences, so on and so forth. But meanwhile, guys, I don't really have many people watching me today. Hello Vic, hi Johnny, hello Yelena. I know most people are celebrating. We already done with our turkey or Thanksgiving dinner, and it was a tough one this time. But I hope that you are enjoying your family and remembering how blessed you are, and that there are so many things in life that we have been taking for granted. If I'm learning one thing from this last 8-9 months, is that we are taking for granted so much, our freedom, our things we need for survival, that's available for all of us here every single day. We have been taking those for granted. So I will finish this video with saying we are blessed in so many ways. We are blessed beyond measure, and let's pray for peace together. Thank you so much for supporting, and I hope to see you very soon. Thank you.